What's going on? What's going on? Greg said it here. I jumped in today, kind of like last week. I had to jump on here. I know it's going to be New Year's tomorrow, New Year's Eve. So very similar to last week. I decided to go ahead and do this live. I'm not going to be trying to do it tomorrow. So pardon my spontaneousness. I didn't put any kind of alert out that was coming, but here we are. Let me see. Live. All right, this thing coming through. I was seeing comments before I saw how many people was here. What's going on? Big Worm, Big Perm. I meant Big Worm. Got people popping in. Y'all know what it is. We talking about Colorado Buffalo. I'm going to change that title. Buffalo's domination. Pardon the spelling there. But it's been an interesting thing, man. Just to start off, the college football landscape. What's going on? What's going on? Was it Eric Thomas, sports fan? Warren, what's going on? The college football, I don't know about y'all, but the college football landscape is really, they letting this thing spiral out of control. Do y'all not feel it? I mean, everything about college football is getting really weird. Like, it's getting really. Let me say, leaving Colorado for Auburn. You say where you get this from? I haven't heard anything about this, but I'm sure it'll be coming up. You say Coach Kelly's leaving. I'm gonna be real with you. Unless it affects unless that affects the players coming in, I guess they already signed. Like, unless he really got a lot of weight on like the D lineman that's coming in from Alabama, then, but I don't see it a bad thing. I mean, it's not like he's a real juggernaut, but that could be rumor. I don't know. I definitely have to verify if okay. No, that's breaking news. Maybe I'll be talking about that maybe once I get more information. Maybe I'll be talking about that maybe in the coming days, because right now it's not big news. But once everybody we'll all be talking about it more than likely. But that's breaking. It's not a bad thing, because I don't know why he would go to Auburn. I don't know what's going on. I don't know, maybe the changes in the defense is not quite what he signed up for. But he's not. People complaining about the complexity of what he's doing. Is it a good fit? I don't know. I know they can find somebody to do what he's doing better. Just the same way with offense, it's doable. And as long as it don't affect the recruiting or the people who coming in, it's not a big loss. Wish him the best if he's going to get back in Alabama. It's a lot of moving around, and that kind of goes what I'm saying with college football. College football is really weird, right? It's really weird out here, because like you look at the bowl games, like the bowl games are really different. Like, it used to be a thing. It used to be privileged. Maybe they got too many bowl games now. Maybe they don't. Maybe they have too many bowl games. The Tart, Sweet Tart, Leotard bowl game. They got too many bowl games, and maybe it's just watered down. Too many people get to go. It's just the money. I don't know. But from looking at what's going on with the NIL and the transfer portal, like, you usually want to provide structure to young people. It's like they're becoming really unstructured. Like, I'm hearing the NCAA may go back on, they got real tight on Coach Prime folk, Tyler Brown about his waiver, and then they want to get back loose. Now, we're back loose. Hey, you can go what you want when you want. I'm hearing about that. I don't know to what extent. But it gets really weird, because if they're doing all of this with the NIL, if they're doing all of this with, the whole portal, I wouldn't be surprised as soon and very soon. And I'm the kind of person, I see stuff coming and I hit it on. It's very prophetic, really. I see very soon and very soon, they're going to have to start paying these boys to play in the bowl game. Y'all see that? they're going to have to start paying these boys to play in these bowl games real soon, because these boys with this transfer portal in the NFL, I get the NFL guy don't want to get hurt. Transfer portal guy, maybe he's just ready to go to his new school next week. But it's going to get to the point where the value of the bowl game is going to go down. We're talking about even big bowls, like Georgia's playing tonight. Yeah, Georgia's playing tonight, Florida State, right? Florida State is like, you know, they already disintegrated. They their egos crushed. And it's like, you don't want to play no Georgia. You really don't. I mean, I guess their defense is pretty decent. The offense is questionable, to say the least. But I think the reality is, if they keep going the way they're going, they're going to have to pay for every doggone thing. It's going to be like the pros for real. Then when they go mistreating kids, people are going to be hurt. Because once they put that money in your hand, they're going to have some different expectations for you. And I'm thinking that these kids, not so many kids, not 4 or 5, so many kids, you usually look forward to the playoff. You usually look forward to, you know, playing in these bowl games. It's fun. The school get paid money. You know, it is what it is. So for you to allow these kids, so many kids say, I ain't playing in one game, like, you defeat the purpose of the bowl game. All the bowl games turn into the second and third string quarterbacks playing. Like, people are going to stop traveling for that. People are going to stop paying these tickets. You ain't going to be able to charge these high-priced tickets for people to watch, but their family, to watch third string play against the third string, because the starters don't want to play because they about to transfer and the other one's about to get drafted. That's too many people, 20-plus people not to play in a game. That significantly changes the game. And that's why people argue with Colorado about Colorado. That's what you miss. If you miss certain players in the game, just the chemistry and how everything flow, that could significantly change a game quality in itself. You know, your quarterback out can significantly. We've seen that with Shador out. Unless you just got dynamic quarterback after quarterback, your starters not playing changes the whole quality of the game. And that's why I see college football is going to be very interesting going forward. And maybe it's a good thing they're going to extend the playoffs, because maybe people will play in the playoffs, right? Hopefully. You know, they earned that, right? They earned the playoff. So hopefully more teams in the playoff would reignite the interest in watching these postseason games. Because I'm going to tell you now, I don't want to watch it anyway, but I definitely don't want to watch the second and third string. You know, oh, we finally got USC versus, you know, and none of the Ohio State or whatever. It's like none of the starters playing. They all on the sideline like celebrities. That's right. That's going to be really bad once people really, really realize where that's headed. So the playoff going from 4, basically tripling, is going to be pretty cool. What you say? Yeah, the bowl games watered down. Porterfield's like NFL free agency. Yeah. I mean, and that's why they want certain people in these bowls. You know, that's why they want people in these bowls, because it's a money making thing. Because they decide who they want to get in there based off of the market and what it's going to bring, the travel, the eyeballs, you know, the whole shebang. So, like I said, we're going to get into this thing here today. I've been really on something with this Colorado team. Y'all, hopefully everybody subscribe, like, share, subscribe. Make sure y'all there, because, you know, I drop stuff throughout the week, and like I kind of like summarize, catch stuff, you know, breaking stuff at the end of the week with my live. But during the season, I actually use these, you know, usually on a Sunday if they play on Saturday, and then when they play on Fridays, I do it on Saturdays, and we kind of recap what happened in the game, good, bad, and ugly, stuff like that. So in the off season, I'm kind of just recapping what we saw during the week. And football season is slowly fading away. Next week, this time, you know, we'll be heading to the championship. So we're only a few days away from that first round, that playoff getting done. And we're done. College football is done. So everything's going to be just, from us who follow Colorado, kind of seeing who come in. Well off, been kind of dripping a little bit. They ain't really been doing much. So once the season gets started, once workouts, we'll be kind of seeing some behind the scene, getting to see the personality of the kids, and we can talk about some things. But it's gonna be different. The tempo is gonna be a lot different. But from what I'm seeing, I think a lot of people sleeping on Colorado. I think not only they sleeping on Colorado, they don't want to believe the reality. I see Coach Prime, he's threatened, and they say, oh, he said this didn't happen. Oh, he said they was gonna win and win. Now they coming, and everybody was watching for that last year. But this year, it's like he said, you better get me now, because next season or going forward, y'all ain't gonna never get me again. So everybody like, oh, he don't put some more wolf tickets out. And people really, really, on one end, they think he bluffing. On the other end, they feel like, hey, he better not get what he get, because he gonna rub it in our face. Which I don't think he's that kind of person, but he gonna rub it in to some degree to some people, because he say he keep these receipts. When we look at what he's done, I'm not a big Big 12 person, right? I'm learning. I'm seeing, I can't measure on the bowl games, but they've been winning. I think Oklahoma State, I think they did decent. Kansas State, these guys have done decent, but again, these people playing third and fourth string guys in these bowls. So these bowls ain't what they used to be. You can't really measure teams when they finally get to play outside of the conference, because they ain't no playoff. And then when they finally play each other, it's the second, third string quarterback versus second, third string quarterback, and they just falling all over the place and getting hurt. We had a guy, I saw a game, was it Ohio State yesterday? The starting quarterback, his first start was in a bowl game. Like, why they do that? You make it to the bowl game to make your first start because the people ain't playing. You got injuries. So that bowl game stuff is weird. But Colorado, with what they have accomplished over the last couple of weeks, we had the seeding height, we had Jordan seeding height, we had the whole, with the old linemen coming in, and we got these linemen, and then you got the D linemen started to come in. We started to get things going, and now you get to the point now he's like, even more coming. We got some more coming, and I wouldn't put anything past him, because the way these people not playing in the bowl game, they ain't going to the NFL. They going somewhere. For so many people not to play in the bowl game, they going somewhere, right? So my thing is, if people don't pay attention, Colorado can sneak up on some people next year, especially with that playoff. Now, I'm not going to be the one who talk about 2 and 3 years down the road, but if you really pay attention to the type of, for one, like I said last week, I feel like that the current portal, how it's operating, the current transfer is the new freshman. Because once you transfer, according to the current rules, they get any more ridiculous, it's going to be ridiculous. You can transfer anytime you want, it's going to be ridiculous. But the current rule now is like when you transfer in, you can't transfer again until like you graduate or something. But the freshman, he can use his one transfer. So it's like, I'm going after the guy who I didn't get last year. I'm going after the guy who I wanted to get. He went and sat on the bench. I'm going to woo him. He the new freshman. Because he going to come in, he going to give me at least 2. I pull a freshman in, sit on the bench. He see all these older guys. He might go with who recruited him last year. He might, transfer. So the stability is really in that guy who's been in college for a year or 2. So when Coach Prime pulling these type of guys in, on one end, they would say, oh, these guys are not proven. These guys ain't really, y'all getting excited, just like last year, y'all getting excited over this, that, and that. But the difference is last year, maybe it was excited over a bunch of, JUCO and, some of these G5 guys, right? But now you got some real Power 5 dudes, right, who actually started on the offensive line and defensive line. So it's a clear difference. But the depth inside of it is what's really interesting to me, because it's a good problem to have when you got to try to figure out who's going to start.
Like, is this guy gonna start or that guy gonna start? That's a good issue to have because you know them linemen gonna get hurt. It's gonna happen. They're gonna, whether they get hurt long term or for a game or two, they're gonna get hurt. And you want to be able to have that continual flow. You don't want your defense to just kind of fall off. So, what do you say? Yeah, man. These backup quarterbacks, man. These backup quarterbacks is interesting. So you got to have that depth. I feel like everybody talk about all these 5 stars and everybody these big programs. Your backup quarterback should at least be 3/4 as good as your starting quarterback. I don't really feel like your backup quarterback. I don't care if you're a freshman. Outside of his experience, he should have a talent, right? So I don't want to see, we got a strong defensive tackle come and then he get hurt and then we just lose our pass rush. So Colorado is really starting to look like that team who can really not just shake up the Big 12. They looking like they can shake up the country, period. And we already know people gonna move the goalposts. Well, it's not as competitive. They already setting that up. Well, y'all started off strong last year. So they start off strong, and nobody gonna be excited like you went 1-12, 1-11. They gonna be looking at you crazy when you start off 3-0 this time and say, we don't seen this before. So it's not gonna be in the winning as much as the domination that's gonna be what's important this year. They're gonna have to really strive to dominate this year. What dominate's gonna look like? Running the ball at will, getting them big yards. Of course, the offense looking at least like what they were last year and better, but with better blocking. Receivers making big plays, just really putting up Shedeur Storm 4-5 touchdowns a game. That's what it really is going to look like. Like, it's not going to be, he's not a guy who's going to throw a lot of interceptions. If he's not getting sacked, that looks better. And he's going to produce better. Then you got the running game. That's going to allow them to be a dominant offense. We've seen what they were able to do without those things, right? So then you look at the defense. If their defense is able to get some sacks, they got some sacks, some guys who go get the quarterback. And their secondary can continue to be ball hawks. Their secondary can continue to pick off balls, cause fumbles, and most of these guys are coming back. And they actually get some linebackers. We just got Lundy from Florida State on Christmas. And you start getting those type of guys in. What are we looking at, guys? That's why I said let's talk about it. What are we looking at when Colorado starts getting that? Let me see. And that's the only thing I'll say is chemistry and making sure that both of them, most of them are coming in within the next couple weeks. Because chemistry is going to be important. You can't have what say last year, selfish ball, where at least the players started feeling like, hey, these players only looking out for each other, or the coach only looking out for certain people. That's what you don't want. And you're right, that game management. That's one area I don't think we fully proven ourselves yet. But I don't know, because this is true. Yeah, this is true. You hit it on the head. The secondary was not that bad. Now, they was bad on drag routes and slants, but again, a lot of that has to do with the linebacker. But my thing is, it's gonna be different. Let me tell you why it's gonna be different. Let me give y'all a fact on why I know this team's gonna be different. We just saw the two major decision makers on both sides of the ball gone. We just talked about this. So Sean Lewis gone. So it ain't gonna be it's the same thing. The guy who was calling the plays and his O-line coach, the biggest issue was the O-line and the play calling. They gone. So what excuse we got now? You got a fresh start. You got a fresh start with a new offensive philosophy built in from the beginning. Pat Shermer, I guess, is going to be still there, but he's fully in control, and he's going to be doing it from the whole time. So he get to feel the whole spring and fall. And it's some change, right? Spring and summer. Then we just got Coach Kelly gone. I don't know why. I guess I have more time to look into that. Of course, they gonna finagle to make it look like so sweet. He here for 1 year. He gone back to Alabama, right? He's definitely gone, and it just hasn't hit the media circuit yet because it's the weekend. But you definitely gonna hear a lot about it. Of course, some of the guys who do what I do probably gonna be talking about it today, later today. Of course, because they want to be hot, right? It's gonna be hot off the press. Coach Charles Kelly is gone, right? But what that open up a whole different can of worms, because now you have a chance to, correct your defense. Whatever issues you had, but y'all say it was too complicated and it didn't fit the scheme of the players. You got a chance to start from scratch. January, not after spring, not in the summer. You got a chance to start with these brand new players, with a brand new coordinator, with brand new everything. So people can't say, "Oh, we're gonna look at what," because then everything new. You got a whole new Colorado. You got a whole new conference. You got a whole new offensive coordinator, a whole new defense coordinator, a whole new O-line coach, and you got new D-line coach with Sapp coming in, I believe. So a lot of those core areas that could have been in question is really being corrected right now as we speak. So with the players you got, hopefully the game management and things will change based off of these new coordinators that's coming in, whoever they are. And I don't see how. I don't know why Pat Shermer, if he's going to be the offensive coordinator, why he wouldn't be able to manage the games when he's done it for so long at the college and pro level. That should be the least of his concern. You may be more concerned about the style and the system that he run, but he definitely should be able to manage the game. He's done it at the pro and college level. His level of thinking should be at the point where he can do that. Same thing with the defense. Whoever's coming in or who's already there, they have the chance to make a difference right now. So the Colorado domination phase, I think, is fully intact. I think it's fully intact because the quality of player is better. Hopefully, the quality of coach is going to be better. But the quality of player is definitely better. We're not building a bunch of G5 guys or FCS guys. We building proven Power 5 guys with possibly more to come. And it seems like to me, Coach Prime is just like they went for blood, like Oregon went for blood, like everybody else went for blood on him. It's almost like he's like, you know what? While I'm here, why take my foot off the gas? I'm gonna ride this thing all the way through. I'm gonna get as much as I can. I'm gonna overkill it because I'm not gonna be in a situation like I was again, not to have what I need. And I'm not gonna be nice about it. I'm not gonna apologize for it. I'm gonna get everything that I need, and we're just gonna run through y'all. That's what I see. What we got? Any comments here? Because my thing. What is this? I am missing the thing. I just wanted to kind of like recall just a lot of things I've been talking about this week. Because like I say, any given day, like this Charles Kelly thing, any given day, news can break about who knows what, a coach leaving, a coach coming, a player leaving. I don't even think we're done with, seeing guys leave because this portal is technically still open. And as you see more guys coming in, you might see more guys decide to go in the draft, more guys leave. It's even after the spring, after they realize I'm really not going to play, I'm really not going to get it right. You're going to see even more. So this revolving door is going to always be open. But based off of what I see so far, I think that Colorado is in a good spot. It's in the comments here. But look at here. I just wanted to come through and stop through. This is going to be one of my shorter lives. I want to stop through you all before we have a happy new year. I wish y'all a happy new year. This year's went by so fast. I remember I can't say I remember when it started because it's all a blur. But I know when this season started, you know, it's been an interesting journey here. The season went by so quick. The off season kind of went by quick because we watched the thing. You know, it was the first year, and you know, it's going to be an interesting next year. I've already predicted this is going to be an even more electrifying and exciting next season, especially with it being the curtain call for Travis Hunter and Shador, and everybody trying to figure out what's next, because these are the guys that really this current program was built around. It was built around Shador and Travis to reunite the excitement when Coach Prime came over. So it's like, this gonna be like, well, this is it. What's next? Who's gonna be these next people? Would Coach Prime stick around? So the floor, the schedule is difficult. I don't know if the floor is difficult. I made the comment, them not winning 8 games. I think 8 games is the floor, because I feel like this year they should have won 7 to 8 games, minus all the other weird stuff. So I think the floor will be 8. So I'm not far off, but I think they should win at least 10, because I think they don't win that. I don't think it's really much growth, because outside of this record being better, I don't see it much growth as a team, because I feel like they were a 7-5 team this year with all the issues. The talent was 7-5, 8-4. You take away some crazy calls and weird stuff going on. I think that's who they were. So for you to go and do that next year, even though the record looks better, I don't see that growth as a team. I think the next stepping stone would be, you know, them winning 10 games, you know, out of the how many they playing? 12. So I think that's really what they got to do. They got to make sure that they win those games. How much blame last season? Lack of depth. Yeah, lack of depth was an issue in certain positions. We saw when Travis went out, they struggled with trying to fit in cornerback. They shuffle all over the place. The line, they definitely have that. You know, a lot of the guys, when the guys went out, they line sucked. You know, we definitely was in our third and fourth string line. So depth was definitely a thing. Yeah, they got some road games in the beginning, but they got a streak of home games too. I don't know, man. I don't really know these guys. I probably should, and I will. What the strong suits of these programs. I mean, I know the names. I don't know how tough. Yeah, I don't think that they're on the same level as Colorado. That could be ignorance. I don't think. I know Kansas and Kansas State has good programs, and you know, then you talk about Texas Tech sneak up on people and the Baylors and stuff. Then you still got the Utahs and Arizonas. But I feel like even on a weaker, weird season, I don't think the Utah and Arizona was really, they didn't thoroughly take advantage of the weaknesses of Colorado. Colorado really could have beat Utah, really could have beat Arizona in their weakest state. So I don't really see them as like a viable threat. I really think with the weapons that Colorado have, they coaching and they got their stuff together, they should really be a juggernaut. That's what when I say Colorado domination, I'm thinking Colorado really could be a problem. They really can roll through. I'm not talking about no tit for tat. See, the team last year was tit for tat, barely losing games. They just couldn't quite go over. A lot of times, the other team, with the help of the refs, they just kind of lose games. Coach Prime said, "We don't know how to win," and that's what the tit for tat. It didn't go their way, and I don't think it was designed to go their way, because I think they would have been a 7-5, 8-4 team with the tit for tat. They like to play the games close, and the defense may not close out the games and miss tackles, and offense will be consistent. I don't think this team next year should be a tit for tat team. I think it should just be a straight steamroller. I think the defense should be pretty dominant. I think the offense should be pretty dominant. And if these teams are like you say in the Big 12, then maybe one or two will give them a tough game. I don't know who they will be, but I don't think it should be a lot of teams that should be able to go tit for tat with them. Not next year. But that's me. That's Greg. But like I was saying, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. We go in a little early. I'm going to get something to eat. And make sure y'all check out my sponsors in the description. The Tanggula box is definitely something that is still going strong. It's gonna be good for the off season, good for the family. 10,000 plus channels, live channels, over 100,000 movies, and you got all the old school. You find anything you want to find. I found new releases. I found the new Hungry Game on there. I mean, just good. All the old school TV shows that you forgot about that you can't find nowhere. All that stuff. Make sure y'all check that out. And also, going to the first of the year, you want to get out of debt. New Year's resolution. Check out the debt converter. DEBTFREE.com. All of that in the subscription box. Make sure y'all check out, support the sponsors here. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, man. Y'all have a happy new year. Enjoy y'all self. And I will talk to y'all soon.